Straight ahead on IU NewsNet Daily, another sexual assault is reported on campus. We are tracking the ongoing investigation.
The cost to dine and call IU home is getting steeper. We'll have a look at rising costs hitting students soon.
The Hoosiers are playing for high stakes in program history, looking to lock down a defining win against Ohio State. We'll have a look at the matchup coming up in sports.
And a Christmas tradition is funding a local family-centric mission, one Christmas tree at a time.
And we'll take a look at one of IU's most unique student clubs, where it's all about the cube. All those stories and more, IU NewsNet Daily starts right now.
Hello and welcome to IU NewsNet Daily. I'm Luke Artema.
And I'm Emma Meredith. It's Thursday, November 21st. Thank you for tuning in. We begin with word of an on-campus criminal investigation. Indiana University police say an alleged rape took place at an undisclosed campus location on November 8th. However, investigators say that the alleged sexual assault wasn't reported to police until nearly a week later. A forensic sexual assault examination kit was collected from a hospital in Gary, Indiana, the same day of the incident report. Investigators are still examining the rape kit results. This is the latest in a series of similar incidents. Since August 21st, 21 cases of rape have been reported to IUPD.
Get ready to pay more to live and eat on campus next year. IU is raising housing and dining rates for several statewide campus locations. The IU Board of Trustees has approved a 2% increase in housing and dining costs for IU Bloomington, bringing the average annual housing cost to just under $12,500. IU Indianapolis and IU Southeast will also see a 2% bump, while IU South Bend students face a 3% increase. IU Treasurer Donald Lukes says the added revenue will support upgrades to facilities, operations, and student activities.
IU Health is slashing 100 jobs across the state, a personnel move aimed at providing better patient care. The layoffs primarily target non-clinical leadership positions. The action is part of a shift to a new regional healthcare structure that aims to streamline hospital operations. A hospital spokesperson says, quote, eliminating roles wasn't the goal and it isn't a cost-cutting exercise, end quote. While IU Health encourages affected employees to seek other positions within the organization, it anticipates 100 separations out of its 38,000 statewide workforce. And a new parking procedure is planned for vehicles on East 6th Street in Bloomington. The city will convert front-end parking between Walnut and Washington Street to back-end angle parking. This is due to street repaving scheduled to start November 26th. This change aims to improve safety by enhancing visibility for drivers, making passenger unloading safer, providing better protection for cyclists and scooter riders, and allowing easier truck access. This 41 parking spaces will be restriped and one accessible spot will be added on the northwest corner. The change addresses safety concerns after 8 backing crashes were reported on this block since 2018.
The Indiana Department of Transportation has reopened State Road 4546 in Bloomington to 2 lanes of travel in each direction. The new reduced conflict intersection turn lanes will remain closed until lighting is installed, expected by January 2025. Off-ramp construction to Arlington Road continues with completion anticipated by fall of 2025. The $9.5 million project began in February of 2024 and is scheduled for completion in late 2025. Drivers are urged to use caution near work zones.
Bloomington leaders are asking for your voice in shaping the future of community-wide transportation. It's part of a new 25-year strategic plan. The Bloomington-Monroe County Metropolitan Planning Organization is asking residents to offer suggestions and share concerns related to transportation in the city and county. A meeting will be held December 5th from 5 to 7 p.m. at Bloomington City Hall, and you can also join via Zoom. The 2050 draft plan will be available for review through January 6th. Comments can be shared via email or U.S. mail. The final plan will be voted on February 14th, 2025.
The holiday season is in full swing, and as Christmas creeps closer, one local nonprofit is using the seasonal spirit to propel its fundraising efforts.
IU NewsNet reporter Jack Bassett is here to take a look at the tinsel and trees are transforming into tremendous support for families in need. Jack?
Oh Christmas tree, oh Christmas tree. That's exactly how I felt walking in a Switchyard Park in Bloomington, surrounded by stunning displays of holiday decorations, where Christmas trees and Christmas lights are illuminating local shelter spaces and nonprofit New Hope's efforts here in Bloomington.
This event, without fail, puts people into the holiday spirit.
Carols, candy canes, and lots of Christmas trees. They all bring the holiday spirit to Switchyard Park Pavilion for a good cause.
This is a time of year when a lot of us think about what home means and what family means. And for too many people in our community, home is ill-defined, right? They don't know where it's going to be, but they know who it's going to be.
Led by Executive Director Emily Pike, New Hope for Families is a nonprofit that aims to ensure support and shelter while ensuring all members are kept together through difficult times. New Hope's annual fundraising tradition, entitled Hope for the Holidays, decks the halls and auctions off donated tree displays that are certainly merry and bright.
So there are all sorts of lovely things. There's a Nutcracker themed tree with vintage ornaments. There's a great Taylor Swift tree. All of them have been carefully decorated by local folks here in Bloomington who want to make a difference for families impacted by homelessness here in our community.
These aren't your standard spruces. 53 businesses and private donors loaded them up with sought-after items to drive up the bids, to fund New Hope's mission to support families at a crucial time of the year.
That phrase, home for the holidays, is something that kind of trips off the tongue. Most of us talk about it, but when you're in a family that doesn't have stable housing or doesn't have a home at all, it's tough.
While the final numbers are still being tallied, donations are expected to exceed $80,000 for the philanthropic group, helping staff with New Hope bring much-needed holiday cheer and Christmas spirit to families kept together.
And one of the foundational principles at New Hope for Families is that families need to stay together when things are hard. More than ever, that's when you need your people with you. And so that's what we do. We keep families together. We move them through the crisis of homelessness and into stable housing, because everyone deserves to be home for the holidays.
Staff from New Hope say these donations do more than just support their shelter. They also fund outreach efforts for those on the verge of homelessness and back long-term programs to help families regain stability. And if you missed out this year, don't worry, New Hope is already getting ready to spread more holiday cheer in November of 2025.
Thanks, Jack. Bedford police are taking a big step to protect their canine unit with a special donation that will help one of their heroic dogs stay safe. Canine Officer Castile, or Kaz, now is a bullet and stab-proof vest donated by Vested Interest in Canines, Inc., a nonprofit dedicated to canine safety. The vest includes a tribute to Edinburgh Police canine Kira, who passed away in February. Kaz, who joined the force in March, is now better protected while serving in the field.
An IU basketball legend who never actually played or coached for the Hoosiers is being memorialized thanks to the latest name, image, and likeness rules. Martha the Mop Lady is a fictional character who became a cultural icon through a memorable ad campaign that played before IU home games a couple of decades ago. Martha belted out the IU fight song while sweeping the courts, and now she lives on. Martha is getting her own NIL deal. The IU Office of Licensing and Trademarks has officially entered into a legal agreement to feature Martha's legendary image on t-shirts, mugs, koozies, tumblers, and more. The campaign was first launched in the mid-1970s by Indiana Farm Brewer Insurance, and Martha's image has been a staple at almost every IU basketball game since then. Look out for these branded items to drop early next year.
It's the game everyone's been waiting for. The IU football team is gearing up for what's being called the biggest regular season showdown in program history against the number 2 Ohio State Buckeyes.
And IU NewsNet Drew Stoltz is here in studio to give us a preview of what we can expect in this high-stakes clash. Drew, what's the buzz around the epic matchup?
Thanks, Luke and Emma. The fan favorite College Game Day is heading to Columbus and will cover the Hoosiers for the second time this season. This is the first time ever the Hoosiers have been a part of College Game Day's featured matchup in the same season. This is the biggest game in the history of Indiana football. A win for the Hoosiers makes them a lock for the college football playoffs, as well as an appearance in the Big Ten championship game. if they take care of business against Purdue as well. The success of this season so far and the recent Coach Signetti extension gives the Hoosiers high hopes for the future. The Indiana men's soccer team is the 14th seed in the NCAA men's tournament, with a chance to play for a national championship if they can catch fire. The boys are looking to bounce back after a tough loss, 1-0 against Michigan in the first round of the Big Ten tournament, after going 7-1-2 in the Big Ten during the regular season. The Hoosiers earned a first-round bye and will face off against either Akron or Princeton on November 24th at 1 p.m. here in Bloomington. The 3-0 IU men's basketball team will be back in action tonight against the University of North Carolina, Greensboro. The Hoosiers have had some bumps, but have ultimately been lights out to finish games. With the lineup beginning to gel and build chemistry being built on the court, the Hoosiers could be a team to look out for in the Big Ten and, more importantly, in March. The 16th ranked Hoosiers will play at Assembly Hall at 6:30 Thursday night. Luke and Emma, back to you.
Thanks, Drew. Do you love Rubik's Cubes? Well, if you said yes, you're not alone. IU students have created a space to connect, compete, and master the cube.
IU NewsNet's Alyssa Gallinuro shows us how this new community is bringing cubers together.
Indiana University recently established its first cubing community called Cubing at IU. The group is made up of 22 members and is open to students of all levels of experience. The goal of the club is to create a welcoming atmosphere for cubing enthusiasts and to teach others the game.
I'm in a group where basically once a week I get to spend a whole afternoon hanging out with these guys, talking cubing in a way that I almost never get to do with other people in person.
Cubing at IU found its home right here at the Indiana Memorial Union. Behind me is the Poplar Room, where cubers gather every Friday to practice, compete, and prepare for competitions. Cubing influencer Brody Lassner joined the club this past semester to help bring tips and tricks to new members. Starting at the age of 13, Lassner began his journey cubing and has since competed internationally.
It was, I think, 2021, I reached 100,000 subscribers, which was a huge, huge deal. And it's amazing that I've gotten to this point.
Brody has a following of over 13,000 people on Instagram from uploading video tutorials on cubing. Through teaching, Brody and fellow club members see the opportunity as a way to expand the Rubik's Cube community.
I wish that everybody knew that solving Rubik's Cubes is not as hard as it seems and that it's actually a really good culture.
The club has began preparing to host IU's first cubing competition in February of 2025. Students, travelers, and competitors of all kinds are encouraged to apply.
Thanks, Alyssa. Club members meet every Friday at 6:30 p.m. and will open IU's cubing competition registration on the World Cube Association website.
Looking for Thanksgiving meal options in Bloomington? It's not too late to track down that turkey. Various local restaurants such as Chef's Table Catering, Farm Bloomington, Hive Restaurant, One World Catering, Bob Evans, and Crackle Barrel are offering holiday meals and carryout options to make your celebration easier. From full family feast to individual plates and desserts, there's something for everyone. Order deadlines and pickups times vary, so be sure to check with your favorite spots and reserve your meal soon. A full list of last-minute meal options can be found on visitbloomington.com. Orders are due by November 22nd.
And local elementary school students are working to ensure that no kid go hungry through support of an initiative by a local food bank. First graders at Childs Elementary purchased more than 100 grocery bags filled with food and then donated them to Community Kitchen of Monroe County. Kitchen staff provides backpacks filled with weekend food to select low-income children at local schools. The class also donated money in addition to the food donations. Nicely done, Childs Elementary students, a way to serve your community. That does it for us here in the studio on IU NewsNet Daily.
We'll be back after IU's Thanksgiving break to bring you the latest news from Bloomington and beyond. From all of us on camera and behind the scenes, thank you for watching and go Hoosiers.